Hi everyone, welcome to HTML Bootcamp Session 7. Today we are going to learn about HTML list. So HTML lists are of three types: unordered list, order list, and then definition. So basically, what's the basic difference between all the three kind of HTML list? If we go into Word document and if we write something like Ankit, Anand, anything like Ankush. So this thing we are writing, and if I say that, if I'm pointing it with this thing, then this is unordered list. If I say Ankit and make it as 1, then I say Anand, then I say Ankush. This is in order. So 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. This is coming in the form of some order. So this is the definition where we can say that this is known as ordered list, and the above one is known as unordered list. When we talk about, if I will just write here unordered, so I hope it's pretty clear to you. So it's not only 1 2 3 4 5 6. We can write anything, like we can write A B C D, we can write small a, we can write in this format. So anything which is defined in an ordered form, and this is not defined in an ordered form. So I hope the basic difference between order and unordered list is pretty clear to you. When we talk about definition, so generally, like how you write definition whenever in any exam or anywhere, wherever you are going to see some definition, you generally write HTML and then its definition. So always you generally write the definition from the next line, and rather than writing it from this side, like HTML is a markup language, rather than writing it in this form, you generally start with this particular line. So you generally give some tab space, or if you're writing something in a copy or something, or in a notebook, you generally give a term name and then its definition. So this is considered as a definition. So three type of list we have discussed: unordered list, order list, and definition. Now let's see how we are going to create some order list, unordered list, and definition. First, let's talk about order list. So order list always start with OL. O stand for order, L stand for list. So order list. Then you have to close this particular thing. Under order list, you have to write list item, LI. So which is known as list item. You can give a tab or a space if you want to give. So I'm writing here LI. Now LI stands for list item. So take an example, I'm writing anything. Let's write same thing, Ankit. Then I will just copy paste this particular thing. And I'm writing here Anant, and I'm writing here Ankush. I'm just seeing this particular file, and then we'll see how it look in browser. Can you see? 1 2 3. So as I'm giving order list, it generally start with 1. So I can just write here something, or I can write heading 2 ordered list. Open in browser, order list, Ankit, Anant, Ankush. I hope this is pretty clear to you. Now, if there is a requirement that I don't want to start it with 1, I want to start it with A. So it should come like this. If I say A, then A, Ankit, B, Anand, C, Ankush. Now the requirement is that it should start with, your list should start with A. Then what I need to do, there are different type of order list. So there are basically 5 type, which generally says the starting point of your list. So if I say type, and if I say A, control save, open in browser, can you see A, B, C? Now if someone say me I want to start with a small a, then I will write a small a here, open in browser, small a, B, C. Now someone say I want to write in some other format, so we say a Roman format. So if I write I, control save, open in browser, and if someone say in a small Roman format, then I will write I, save, open in browser. So can you see I, 2, 3, Ankit, Anant, Ankush. So basically there are 5 type, and those type are like A, small a, then I, then small I, then 1. If you are not giving anything, then it will always start with 1, if you are not giving any type or something. Now if I say let's start with 1, just look at very carefully what's happening. It's giving 1, 2, 3. Now if there is a requirement, they are saying that okay, the order should be in the form of numeric, but my order should start with 4. So here it should come 4, then 5, then 6. Then how to do this? So there is one more attribute which is known as start, and I can write here 4. Let's see what will happen. Can you see it's starting with 4, then 5, then 6. I hope this is pretty clear to you now. Same thing goes with ABCD, that I am going to start with A, that the order list should be in a form of alphabet, a capital alphabet, but it should start with D. Then what you are going to do? You cannot write D here, that is should start with D. You have to write the letter from which it should start. So I'm writing from 4th position it should start. So if I say open in browser, can you see D, E, F? So this is how actually this particular thing work. Now we have discussed about order list. Now let's see unordered list. So unordered list start with U and then L. Unordered list. Got it? UL, unordered list. Okay. Under unordered list, again you have to write list item, and in list item you can again write just to see Ankit, and I will just copy paste this particular thing. I will remove this thing. Control C, Control S. Open in browser, Ankit, Anant, Ankush. Not in an order form. So generally this symbol is known as disk, and there could be different symbols. So for an example, if I say unordered list and if I say type is equal to disk, and if I refresh it, it will still be like a in a disk format, because by default it will be a disk. If I'm writing disk also, then too it will look like a disk. But if I'm writing circle, then let's see what will happen. Okay, nothing happened because there is a spelling mistake. Now let's refresh the page. Can you see the circles? If I want to write something in square, SQUARE, let's refresh. You can see square. If someone say I don't want any symbol to be represented here, then what you are going to do? So you have to write here none, NONE, and you will see nothing will get displayed here. So I hope this thing is pretty clear to you now, that how the order list work and how the unordered list work. Okay, now there is something called nested list. So nested list, it means, if we take an example, I will say anything like let's say something I'm writing one subjects, and then I'm writing something, let's say maths, science, English. So can you see under first thing under subject there are maths, science, English. Then I will say let's write 2. Then I will say teachers. And I can write Ankit, Anant, Ankush. So I want in this format my list to be displayed. Then what we need to do? So let's see what we can do here. I will use the same thing. Let me remove this particular thing. We'll start with one. Order list. I will just open this particular thing and remove this one. I will write here subjects. Got it? Now under subjects I will be writing my unordered list. So if I write something like unordered list here, and if I give English, science, maths. Now I just want to see like how it's going to look like, but before that let's see, because we are doing some other kind of method. Okay, subjects English, science, maths. Now why circle is coming? Because I believe we have mentioned somewhere that it should be circle. Okay, now our another requirement was 2 and then Ankit, Anant and Ankush. Okay, so we have one order list, then we have list item, and I have closed my first list item. Okay, list item, I have closed my first list item. Now I am writing one more list item, li. Under this list item I am going to write teachers, and again I am going to write let's make this, or I believe this should also work. Control save, open in browser. Can you see subjects, teachers? Now it depends, like if you're closing it here or if you're closing it this way. Let me put it here. Control save, open in browser. Order list, subject, English, science, maths, teacher, Ankit, Anand, Ankush. I hope this nested structure is pretty clear to you. Now comes the last topic, which is known as definition list. So how you are writing a definition list? So I have already told you what does a definition list mean. So some term, or we can say definition term, and then one definition. So the tags are DL, which stand for definition list. Then under that we have DT, which known as definition term. So HTML definition I am going to write. And then we have DD, which means definition. So we can write HTML as a markup language. Control save, and then there should be a closing of DL. Open in the browser. Can you see HTML? HTML is a markup language. I hope this thing is pretty clear to you now. So this is the nested one we have seen. We have seen order, we have seen unorder, we have seen nested, and we have seen definition. We'll just revise each and everything which we have learned so far. So HTML list are of three types: unordered list, ordered list, definition. When we talk about the ordered list, this is the tags which you are using. UL stands for unordered list, LI stands for list item. By default it will display a disk format, but still, like if you want to change something, then you can write square, circle, or none. Now again, there is a style. You can use this CSS attribute. If you are not going to use, then what I have shown you right now, directly you can write UL and then type and then equal to disk or equal to circle. Order list, again it OL stand for order list, LI stand for list item, and again there are 5 types: 1A, small a, Roman I, or small I. So this also we have seen like how it work. Then we have seen definition or description list. Sometime interviewer can ask you like, tell me about description list. So don't get confused. Definition list and description list both are same thing. DD stand for definition list, DT stand for definition term, DD stand for definition. And this basically, this is the structure. Okay, then when we talk about the summary, we tried writing all this thing: math, science, English, and this we have seen that how the order one can work. And then if you want to start with D, and then we have also seen unordered one with a disk, with circle, with a square. And then we have seen the definition. HTML is a markup language, then CSS is a cascading style sheet. So we have covered all the three type of list: ordered list, unordered list, and definition list. And this one, at last, we have also seen how to make a nested list. So we have combined both ordered list and unordered list and created this particular thing. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any doubt, my contact details will be given in the description. You can reach out to me at any point of time. See you in the next video. Till that time, thank you so much. Keep learning, keep sharing.